So here we see a firearms offence, and what I want to know is, how is this possible? Now, as you can see, someone has been arrested for the possession of a handgun, and what I want to know is, how is this possible? Because handguns have been banned since 1996 after the Dunblane massacre. That's over 20 years ago. Once that ban came into force, all legal firearms owners who had handguns had to give their handgun in to the police for destruction. They weren't allowed to keep it. So 20 years after handguns became illegal, there's still handgun crime. People are still acquiring handguns and ammunition. And I want to know how this is possible. I mean, they're obviously smuggling guns in, but does this not just go to show that how ineffective our laws actually are? This actually does happen quite a lot. You know, I'm often on Twitter looking out for this kind of thing, and I do see it almost every other day. A firearms offence. Now, in this instance, this is just the possession of a firearm, but believe it or not, we do have quite a few shootings. Now, it's usually gang-related violence where gang members are shooting other gang members over drugs or something like that. But the point is, people are still illegally acquiring firearms. And to all the people who legally own firearms, you know, to them it's actually quite annoying when the government tries to bring in a new law, because it usually just affects them. It's not going to affect the criminals. I mean, handguns have been banned for over 20 years. So how's punishing someone with rifles or shotguns going to stop handgun crime? And I like to apply this to the knife crime thing as well. Obviously I talk about knives and knife crime on my channel a lot, but you know, this is why I feel I need to point this out. Handguns have been banned for over 20 years, and even then it was difficult to get them. So how are criminals getting them now? So do you think by banning certain kind of knives, everyone needs knives, but do you think about banning certain kind of knives, you're going to stop people getting them? Well, no, of course not. Because look, people are getting handguns 20 years after they were banned. Possession of a handgun carries a prison sentence of 5 years minimum. I mean, look, these four individuals received a total of 29.5 years in prison. Or so it says. That's for the possession of the handgun and ammunition. Now, if you wish to click this link, that's up to you. I'm not really interested in looking into it further. I've had a small look, but to me, the main point is they illegally acquired a firearm, and it seems to be quite a common thing. If you wish to look further into this, I'd encourage you to do so. You know, for reasons like this, I try to follow as many different police forces in the UK as possible, because I want to get an idea of how often we have gun crime in this country. And I can tell you one thing, it's not firearm certificate holders that's committing these crimes. Or the vast majority is not them anyway. Of course there are some legal gun owners who will commit crime, but most gun crimes is not committed by legal gun owners, it's criminals. That's all I want to say. Thank you for listening.